Hey, what's going on, everybody? Everybody, hope I can be heard. Testing, testing. Let me see. Testing, testing, testing. Hope I can be heard. I'm gonna have to try that out real quick. Let me see if I can hear myself um, on another device. Cause it'd be a shame to go through all this and that microphone be on mute. This is a newer microphone that I have. So let me see. Let me go to my own live. Okay, I can be heard. Okay, awesome, awesome. Hey, I want to just give a quick recap. Last month was in South Africa, came back the 1st of April, and it was a great time. Went out there, for those who know, filming with the African Diaspora News Channel. Um, love just every time we get to travel. What a privilege! What a blessing it is. And the crew is just tight. And when you get along with people and things just go smooth because everybody's playing their part, but everybody can play every part if need be. That's a beautiful thing. It's kind of like a relationship where you're happy to be in it because the person doesn't need you, but they want you there. But when you're there, you add value. So I say all that to say, let me give some takeaways from South Africa because it had been like at least 15 years since I had been back. I went prior to the World Cup looking to invest, and I couldn't because I needed a South African partner. And, all my friends, it seems like many of my friends still to this day are from Zim, Botswana, Malawi. I do now have more South African proper connects. But yeah, South Africa is one of those places. To me, it's just like Europe, just like America, except we're the majority, and you can use geo arbitrage with your American dollar, and do things faster, further, because your money's going. It's double, tripling. Maybe more in certain places. But what I will say is we are looking to kind of even downsize to spend more time around the world. You know, Big homes, pools, nice, maintained, but they're not necessary when you don't really want to be where they are in the location. And again, shout out to Davina, which she even jumped on my live, and it was great for the people who got to see it on the live. But Instagram didn't let me save the live; it just kept saying processing. But it was Davina who, once we were done working, my wife and kids came over to South Africa, and she invited us to her house. And my wife got to see her beautiful home and got to, compare the prices and what we are doing. And my wife looked at me and said, I get it. I'm ready. Because I was telling her, I'm ready when you are. And so we are looking at, with our schedule and everybody working from home and going to school from home, just traveling every chance we get, catching that direct flight from Atlanta. So, you know, considering some things, I love when I'm in America being in South Florida. I want to keep my business in South Florida, but, want to look for a place in South Africa. Maybe eventually look for a place in Atlanta. It's all a big game of Monopoly over here. So um, that's what I'm playing. And you don't buy Boardwalk first. You buy all the other properties that can support Boardwalk. Or if you do look up and get Boardwalk or Park Place, you don't put the houses on immediately because you're gonna be cash poor, especially in the beginning of the game. So you sit on those things a little bit till you can get enough cash. Cash is king, right? Um, at least in real estate. But for those of you who, I've had some people say, "Man, what were you living out in South Africa? You gone for so long?" Because many people in America, you don't have enough time off like Europeans or many countries that can take a whole month off or months off. But I was definitely doing recon because Africa is where I want to be. Make more money, win in Africa. Um, and, I see the need. In America, everybody knows so much that they know everything. And because they know everything, when you say, hey, I can help you solve that problem, there's like a hesitation to spend money sometimes. Not for everybody, because of course we have clients, but you think of all the people you love to like change the way they do their business, and it's difficult. It's difficult because Americans are just, they're just Americans. And you need a consultant, and people always want to know what the ROI on a consultant is. You're not going to spend 10, 20 years trying to figure it out. So I say that to say, yeah, we're looking at Africa and being able to, whether it's import, export, real estate development. We're on the tail end of finishing our first project in Cameroon, of all places, and it's making me really feel like, hey, you know what, we can do this anywhere in the world. Anybody knows anything about Cameroon? It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. But I do want to tell you, because people have been saying, hey, when's the next time you're going out there? We want to go out there. And I'm like, I'll tell you when. I mean, we got a tour with the African diaspora going out to Kenya, um, for November. And that's going to sell out. It's going to sell out real quick. God bless. And, that's for folks who like group travel, who like luxury travel. Next time I'll go out there, you know, I think people forget I'm going out there either to work or to kick back. So, if you come, you might as well just, go on your own dime when you can afford it and not wait for me. I sometimes think that's kind of like, if we meet up there, cool. But I think that's sometimes people's way of like delaying their own thing. Because once I go, it's not gonna be a good time. You can be like, oh man, I would go, but I'm not trying to hear that. No, I'm not bothered by that either. But for me, I see the opportunities, I see the cracks in the game, and I'm like, yeah, man, we gotta get a piece of that. We gotta get a piece of that now, because Africa is the now and the future. And like in my course, my first trip to Africa, people love that course. And people want to, hey, you can do a business course. Well, those things take time. I'd almost rather consult with you one on one and then record it like that, because doing business in Africa, it's easy to set up a business, but to maintain and make that business, prosper, that's going to be the part where you got to see if you got enough time in the day, if you got enough money, if you have enough times to go over there. I'm looking at things that can be on automation or can be managed by other people. But Africa, man, no joke. It's beautiful, but it's not going to be just a breeze, because there's a lot of cultural things that you're gonna be like, why do I have to pay for that? Because you got to pay for it. That's just the game. But I wanted to share some game. I haven't gone YouTube live in a minute. For those of you who are in New York, Atlanta, and down here in South Florida, man, let's connect, let's kick it. Um, you know, Networking events to paid time. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be in all those places. LA, I'm gonna see you, especially the Anaheim area. I'm gonna see you soon. Um, but real soon. I don't want to tell like my exact dates, but if you want to connect and say, man, I'm in New York, or I'm in DC, or I'm in Atlanta, or I'm in LA, I know I'm gonna be in those cities, and they're on my calendar, and I can tell you privately. I just you got to move a certain way, move it in silence, but yeah, all is good, man. It's a good time in life. I tell all of you, man, If you don't have a plan, find yourself a mentor, find yourself a coach, find yourself somebody who actually really cares about where you're going to go in the future, even if they don't get there with you. But make sure you share this with somebody. It will change their life. I'm going to go do life, give my two kisses while I can. Y'all be blessed.